You might think to yourself, interesting, I've always wanted to have high confidence. What does Kevin mean by that? What would I be like with high confidence? Would I have too much confidence? Would I be arrogant? You're asking about yourself, not necessarily about the world.
I can give you the marketing framework, the 10 P's of price and promise and place and promotion and that kind of stuff. I can teach you fundamentals, but I'm not going to tell you, hey, say this, do this, and you'll get this result.
Next Level Nation, welcome back to another very special, as always, episode of Next Level University, where we teach you how to level up your life, your love, your health, and your wealth. We're recording this on a Saturday, so we are giggly. We hope you enjoyed our latest episode. It was number 1218, the number one story you're telling yourself today for episode number 1219. The most important thing for you to learn about is yourself. So, Alan, you're supposed to say yes, Kevin.
Yes, Kevin. You really want a lot of acknowledgement.
I need it.
Good.
Not only do I want it, I need it. Have you ever gone on a show, anything really, gotten a question where somebody says, hey, how did you do blank? And you're thinking to yourself, there's a lot that goes into this. It's very hard for me to give you a short answer on that.
Definitely.
Somebody asked me, right?
All the time.
Somebody asked me that last night. They said, how does somebody practice self-awareness? And I was like, oh no. Oh man. Yeah. I said on it,
That's humdinger.
It's a hard thing to package into a very short answer.
Yeah.
I said, at the end of the day, I think you have to start asking yourself why. And we dug, and you've heard us talk about this a million times, but this is why. I went on this long kind of monologue about it, as I do occasionally, and I got to the point where I said, a lot of people think learning is important. And I 1,000,000% agree, but I think it's important from a different frame than a lot of people understand, because when you learn something about yourself. That understanding that every time you learn about ego, it's not that it's just a piece of information that goes into a vault. It's a piece of information that runs through the understanding of you as a human being. So it's like, if I say something on this episode, it's a tough one there. Hypothetically, you don't want to have a high level of confidence. You want to have a level of confidence appropriate for your level of belief in yourself and your level of feedback that you can handle. You might think to yourself, interesting, I've always wanted to have high confidence. What does Kevin mean by that? What would I be like with high confidence? Would I have too much confidence? Would I be arrogant? You're asking about yourself, not necessarily about the world. And I think that's the interesting thing about learning about podcasts, about YouTube videos, is when you take in new information, it creates new information about yourself. And then with that new information about yourself, the next time you learn something new, it's even more important and it's more impactful because it actually helps you understand yourself at a deeper level. Again, it's very hard to explain that in a short period of time, but I think of it from a place of the inner work that we talk about. That is way more important than anything I've ever learned about sales. But it's not even close.
I know.
Because sales is what you do. The inner work is who you are. It's like, that's a different game. Whatever that is, that's what I'm trying to get to as the theme of this episode. That when you learn, you're not just learning, you're unlocking parts of yourself that you didn't realize were there. And that's why learning about you is the most valuable thing you can possibly do.
This is an interesting episode. This will be challenging for me. I had a client of mine recently, and if this person's listening, shout out to you, brother, who I asked for feedback on the coaching. And he said, sometimes it's hard for me to know that I'm getting results that I want because you're so far in the journey that I don't know what questions to ask. You have to kind of like let me know what questions I need to know. And he said, I have other coaches, and my other coaches are very different than you in the sense that they just teach me sales. And that was literally what this conversation was. That's why I was like, oh, here we go. And I kind of told him, I'm not going to like teach you sales. I'm not going to teach you how to create a sales pitch, and I can teach you the fundamentals of why sales works the way it works. I can give you the marketing framework, the 10 P's of price and promise and place and promotion and that kind of stuff. I can teach you fundamentals, but I'm not going to tell you, hey, say this, do this, and you'll get this result. And I think that people want that. I honestly do. I think a lot of people actually want that. Like, eat this food and go to do this workout and you'll get this result.
I've always liked
I don't
that.
do that.
Yeah, I've always liked that.
So I never do that. I just don't. I think that that's probably frustrating for people with me. I tried to explain it this way. And for the Star Wars fans out there, you'll know what I'm talking about. Oh yeah, here we go. So I said, I'm looking at what you're capable of long term. I'm looking at, so when I'm working with a client, I'm sizing this stuff up. I'm studying this stuff. What is this person? Where is this person currently? Where do they want to get to? Ultimately, it's more this. Where do they think they want to get to versus where they actually want to get? What do they actually care about right now versus deep down, what do they actually need? Unfortunately and fortunately, I'm giving them what they need, almost never what they want. And I know this is a challenge, and it's almost like on some level they know that they're winning more because they're with me, but they don't know why. They can't point to any one thing. And Emilia struggles with this in her coaching too. And in our relationship talks coaching, it's the same deal. Like, all the couples we coach flourish, all of them. But they don't know why. It's like and the reason why is because we're doing this. We're doing the self-work. I'm not going to tell you like, hey, tell your partner they look nice. Let them know they look nice once a day. Like that, I could care less. I'm never going to do that. That's not useful. Hey, on Instagram, say, hey, how's it going? And, pitch them this, and then get them on a call, and then on the call, sell them this, and then get them to sign up to your email list. And then I just don't do that. I could care less, genuinely, to a detriment at times.
It's so interesting because that's how I am. I'm very much the other way. Very much.
I think it comes down to short and long term. I really do. Short term, this person I was referring to, my client, he's getting really good short term results with his other coaches. I said I'm trying to help you become a Jedi Knight. I'm not going to help you win a battle. I want to help you win the war of your life. And I'm helping you see yourself differently. I'm helping you. I'm teaching him business fundamentals that will serve him for a lifetime. Genuinely, because it's almost like I'm not going to teach you how to dissect a frog. I'm going to teach you how to be a scientist forever. And now we know why I've lost some clients every now and then. But Kev, that's what I've done with you too. I never taught you anything
much
really
to my
short-term
chagrin.
useful.
Yeah, much to my. It was always like, yeah, but tell me what to do. It's like, oh, that doesn't really matter. It's like, no, it does. My bank account and the creditors say it does. They do say it does. But
how do I get more clients? I go into some esoteric philosophical.
Yeah, it's like, well, you have to understand the vibration of you as a human being is either attracting or repelling. And if you raise your vibration, you will attract more. And you repel the wrong people. But again, how many times have we talked about that? We talk about that so often.
That's true.
I understand your side now more than I ever have. For sure.
Can we have you transcode it then? Because I suck at explaining it, honestly.
Yeah, I think it's... I'm really good at helping people get short-term results. Because I'll just give you like... I've literally done that where I say, open up your DMs. Literally, this is like one of my favorite things in the world to do because it's almost immediate results. Somebody will come to me and say, hey, I want clients. It's like, all right, cool. Open up your DMs. And they're like, what do you mean? Open up your DMs. I want to see the conversations you're having with people. And they'll open up their DMs and I'll say, cool, this is what you say to this person. That's what you say to this person. That's what you say to this person. That's what you say to this person. Now you tell me what you would say to this person. And they're like, I would do it this way. All right, cool. Send the message. Then the next time it's like, all right, let me see what happened in those conversations. Now you send all the messages. What do you think you should say to this person? I'm not really sure. Okay, try this. What do you think? That's how I've done it. Now, but it's also based on the other end of, look, everything that happens this year kind of doesn't matter, especially if you're not around next year. And everything that happens today does not matter at all unless you're here next week. So I'm trying to balance that better. But I think my understanding for most people is they have to learn about the results they're going to get long before they learn about themselves.
And I just wanted to share a little bit about my experience of Next Level Live in 2022. I've been to a lot of live events before, and there's nothing quite like this group of people in this community that these guys have cultivated. The intimate feeling that you get in the group. Yes, there's a lot of people, but there's not so many people that it's overwhelming. I actually attended this event completely by myself last year, but I also felt right at home when I got into the room. If you've been following these guys on the podcast and you do their monthly meetups and things like that, I have to say there is nothing quite like actually getting in the room and being surrounded by the energy that these guys bring to the table. So if you are on the fence about attending Next Level Live 2023, I highly encourage you to do so. You are going to get so much out of the experience, and you are going to be so grateful that you did.
This is the give a fish.
Yeah.
Teach someone how to fish. Teach someone how to teach others how to fish. And then more importantly, teach others to teach themselves how to fish, and then teach others to teach others how to teach themselves how to fish, which is,
there you go. There's your problem.
There's your issue. I want to lead leaders. I want to multiply. I want to lead leaders. I don't want to, and Kev, what you just said, open up your I've never once done that.
I know.
And this is interesting because a lot of people, this is probably going to sound arrogant. When you get in my corner, you will start winning, but you won't know why.
I can attest to that.
That's a huge,
for sure.
What'd you say?
I said I can attest to that. If it sounds arrogant, let me jump in, and I can attest to that. I am a walking example of that. Like, Alan has taught me many things, but it was never, dude, these are the 5 steps. Like that doesn't happen very often with you. Just do these 5 things. It's like, no, man, you got to learn everything and be better forever.
Forever.
And then in 5 years, things might, you'll make a little money.
Yeah, cool. But here's the cool thing: you'll get farther than you ever thought you'd be.
I know
that is true, but it won't. It will take a long time. Yeah, I'll work on this.
I'm not saying you should.
I think
this isn't an intervention. This is an intervention. Like, for me, the what I get a lot is like
passionate about that. You know what I mean?
Maybe you
for
should
me,
be.
that I'd rather you. I want to teach you how to be a Jedi Knight. I don't want to teach you how to swing your sword right.
Well, it's
but
very
you need
hard
to swing your sword right in order to be a Jedi Knight. I understand that. Yeah.
Well, not even that though. This is the interesting thing that I think. This is why dude. How many audiences am I in front of every day where I can't teach them how to be a Jedi, because that just requires so much specificity.
I know.
But so I'm realizing that I'm trying to do a much better job. I guess this is kind of my breakthrough from this episode. I used to be the type of person, if you had me on your show, you would just get tactics. These are the 5 things. Now I'm always trying to balance that out with, well, you got to understand, deeper understanding. That. I can give you the 15 tactics to grow your podcast. The one thing I cannot give you is an understanding and an accurate understanding of what it feels like to be a year in and have no results. But also understand that a year in, if you have 1,000 episodes, you're exactly 1,000 listens, you're exactly where we were. So you're not actually losing, you just think you are. But what about you makes you think you're losing? Well, I thought I'd be further along. Okay, why? And then we dig into the inner stuff. So yeah, you might want the 5 ways. And we do a lot of 5 ways episodes, but I promise every tactic we give, we're trying to give a deeper understanding with it, because we realize that the tactics are out there. The reason, and this is always
tactics, just Google it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
But the problem, and this is the problem, the tactics are out. Here's 5 ways to make more money. But if you have a block around money because you grew up without money and you don't think you deserve money, those tactics don't matter.
Right.
They're almost working against you in a way. Yeah. That's why learning about yourself is so important. It's the most important thing, in my opinion.
Like in many things, you need both. Of course, you need both. I think deeper understanding is more important. And this is what I mean. A deeper understanding of who you are and who you want to be. A deeper understanding of where you are and where you want to be. A deeper understanding of how to get to where you want to go. A deeper understanding of why you want to get there. Those are the things that I work on. You know, I think that at the end of the day, I'm trying to align what you believe, what you value, and what you want to achieve inside of you and inside of your circle. I have a a pyramid. I have many pyramids, but one of them is the pyramid of legacy. You've never heard this before, Kev. So the bottom is build myself. The next one is build my family.
I've heard this.
No, I created this yesterday.
What do you mean? Yeah, maybe. Did you create the asset?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've heard this. You talked to me about this the other day. How dare you?
Oh, okay. All right. Well, it was in the process. I didn't finish it until yesterday.
All right, say
so
it quick
build
because
myself.
I gotta go.
I know.
I only got 5
my
minutes
God,
before my
that's
next
facts.
thing. Yeah.
Build myself at the bottom, build my family, build my businesses, build my teams, and then the top is build my clients. That framework, if you actually design your life around it, if you're a business owner, that'll be way more valuable long-term than any short-term tactic. What I now understand is that the short-term tactic will get a quick result, which will build belief, which is necessary to learn the framework.
Yeah.
So I do think this is a little bit of an intervention because it's not a coincidence that my client brought that up because he trusts me to guide him long-term, but short-term he needs those other coaches is what he was kind of trying to tell me. And it's like, you really don't, but fair. If you want them, you can. And I'm trying to balance that a little better, but honestly, I think I'm having trouble because I'm not that passionate about anything short term. I think long term. I always think long term. I'm trying to change your life. I'm not trying to help you make a sale. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For me, that's, although making a sale could change your life, I guess. I don't know if I believe that, but okay. This was an intervention. Thank you, listeners, for listening. I will work on myself.
Well, we're actually not even recording this. This is just
it's just a conversation.
This is a talk. This is a conversation.
Yeah, it's just a talk.
We'll have to do another episode on this because I don't know how it's hard. Like the title is what it is, but you and I always riff in a certain way. So I love deep conversations like this. All right, I have to go. Please join Next Level Nation, our private Facebook group. We also have a live event April 1st, 2023 in Worcester, Massachusetts called Next Level Live. Think of it as a giant coaching session. It's not going to be a speech or a presentation. It is going to be somewhere where you can fear chase, where you can participate, take action. There'll be activity. It's going to be awesome. Please join us. $97 for a ticket, only taking 50 people. Do I have tomorrow's episode? I do not have tomorrow's episode because tomorrow is a new week and everything's off. What I can guarantee you is tomorrow's episode is going to be fire. It's going to be real good. That's all I can say.
It'll definitely be better than this one.
It's going to be good.
Just joking.
As always, we love you. We appreciate you. Grateful for each and every one of you. And at NLU, we do not have fans. We have family. We will talk to you all tomorrow with the mystery episode.
And we will see you at the next level.